County. And throughout this manhunt for Joseph Couch, law enforcement, they have kept the public updated. They have been telling us whenever they can the very latest information so that we can relay that to the folks at home who we know are scared and who are worried. And WKYT's Alyssa Williams, she spent some time today here in and around the London area talking with people, getting a sense of how they're feeling. And Alyssa, I know earlier you mentioned that this phrase, people have been saying the fear of the unknown, and that is true in this community.
Yeah, Amber. And that phrase still stands true. And like you touched on, people are having a hard time shaking that anxiety that Couch is still out there, and frankly, that he could be anywhere. Now, the folks that I've spoken to tell me that they're doing everything that law enforcement have advised them to do, like staying at home and being aware of their surroundings each time they do go out.
The thought of him just being around, and still you never know where he could be at, or if others are helping him, or if things are going on like that. And I understand, but like, I don't want to go out in town.
Fear and anxiety are words that have been thrown around by several London community members as the search for Laurel County mass shooting suspect Joseph Couch continues. Laurel County native Erica Lawson shares her concerns.
I walked to my sister-in-law's apartment yesterday, and the whole time I was thinking, you know, what if he was around, and I don't even let my kids go outside at this point.
Johnny Miller is another Laurel County native who shares similar feelings to Lawson.
I was actually on a work business trip. Came home early last night because my daughter was scared just to go to sleep without somebody in the house with her.
Along with community members feeling the weight of the unknown, some local businesses are too, like Poor Boys Sports Lounge in downtown London.
Saturday we could tell a difference, and definitely on Sunday we could tell a huge difference, with it being our first day open too. But everyone was at home that day.
Although that fear is present, folks say they're thankful for law enforcement keeping them updated as the search for Couch continues.
I really have to commend London City Police, Laurel County Sheriff's Department, the Kentucky State Police, but what we're not hearing a lot about is the surrounding communities. They've pitched in extra patrol that we've seen around from folks we just don't normally see, and it shows that we're all coming together, you know, and I hope that the community does listen and they do stay in.
And there are still several questions left to be answered when it comes to school closings in this area. As we know, Laurel County Public Schools were closed yesterday, and we actually just learned while we were on the air that they will also be closed again tomorrow. And Rockcastle County Schools will also be sending an update on their closings sometime this evening. Now, we do have a full list of those school closings in this area up on our website on WKYT.com, and we will be updating that list as the day goes on. For now, live in London, Alyssa Williams, WKYT.